You are a hunter, mid-stride on a steep rocky slope. Your right foot lands on a loose stone. It rolls. Your ankle twists and your full weight drops onto one leg. The bone snaps. A sound like a dry branch breaking, a sharp crack that echoes off the cliff face. You fall. Pain explodes up your thigh. You cannot stand. In the modern world, this is a trip to the emergency room, an X-ray, a cast, and 6 weeks of crutches. But here, there is no clinic, no ambulance, no doctor. The nearest base camp is a day's walk away. Infection can set in within hours if the bone pierces the skin. Heavy blood loss is possible. Even if the break is clean, you are now immobile, a burden on the group. Predators smell the blood. Starvation is a real threat if the group cannot hunt while caring for you. Many people assume a broken leg in prehistory meant a slow, painful death. But the bones tell a different story. 45,000 years ago, in a cave in the Zagros Mountains of what is now Iraq, a Neanderthal man broke his left leg and left arm. The fractures were severe. The leg was shattered above the knee. He should have died. He did not. His skeleton, catalogued as Shanidar 1, shows that both bones healed completely. The break fused, but it left a visible bend. He walked with a limp for the rest of his life. And he lived years after the injury. How do we know? The bone has smooth, rounded edges where it healed, not the rough, sharp edges of a fresh break. It took months for that bone to knit. Months of lying still, being fed, being protected. Someone had to stay behind with him while the rest of the group foraged and hunted. Someone had to set the leg. Someone had to keep predators away. Shanidar 1's skeleton is not a freak accident. He is one of several prehistoric individuals whose healed fractures prove that ancient humans did not simply abandon the injured. They made a choice to care. And that choice started in the first hour. You are on the ground. The crack of bone is still ringing in your ears. The pain is a white-hot wave that washes over everything. You try to move your leg and the fire surges. You cannot put weight on it. You cannot even lift it. The rest of the hunting party stops. They look at you. Then they look at the sky. The sun is low. The nearest shelter is hours away. The wolves have been following your group for 2 days. Your mother, the oldest woman in the band, kneels beside you. Her hands are rough. She presses gently along your thigh. You flinch. She nods, a grim understanding in her eyes. She does not say a word. She points to 2 younger hunters and motions toward the forest edge. They disappear into the trees. You know what they are looking for. Straight branches, as long as your leg, as thick as your thumb. Soft inner bark too, for padding. This is the moment when the group makes a decision that will change everything. They can stay here, on this open slope, and try to shelter in place overnight. That means building a quick windbreak, lighting a fire, and hoping no large predator comes close. Or they can attempt a slow retreat to the base camp, carrying you on a litter made of cloaks and spears. That risks jostling the broken bone and tearing blood vessels. It also takes hours and leaves everyone exposed. Your mother chooses the second option. She has seen broken legs before. She knows the bone must be set soon, before the swelling worsens. The base camp has water, fuel, and a proper hearth. Staying here means infection. Moving means hope. The 2 hunters return with branches and a bundle of cedar bark. They strip the bark into long, flexible strips while your mother and another woman roll you onto your back. You bite down on a leather strap. Your mother takes hold of your foot. She looks at the other woman, who braces her hands against your hips. They are about to pull. Your mother pulls. The other woman holds your hips, counter-traction. The tension travels up your leg. You feel the grating of bone ends moving against each other. The pain is so sharp you lose your vision for a moment. But you do not scream. You bite through the leather. This is traction. No X-ray, no anesthesia. Just human hands and human will. The goal is to pull the broken ends of the bone apart just enough to let them slide back into alignment. If the bone is set crooked, your leg will heal with a permanent bend. If the bone fragments overlap, you may never walk again. If the artery is pinched, the leg will die. Your mother keeps pulling. She holds the tension steady for a long count. Then she tells the other woman to ease off. Slowly. She feels the bones settle. Her hand runs down your thigh. It feels straight. She nods. Now the splint. 2 straight branches of birch cut to length, stripped of twigs, one on each side of your leg. Your mother packs the space between branch and skin with a thick layer of moss mixed with crushed yarrow leaves. Yarrow is a plant that stops bleeding and fights infection. It is not modern antibiotic, but it is better than nothing. She lashes the branches to your leg with strips of braided sinew. Tight enough to hold, but not so tight that it cuts off circulation. She ties 1 lashing above the break, 1 below, then 2 more along the shaft. Your leg is now rigid. You cannot bend your knee, you cannot move your foot. If the bone had pierced the skin, she would have cleaned the wound with water and packed it with honey. Honey draws moisture out of the wound, killing bacteria. It has been used for thousands of years. But your leg is closed. The skin is already bruising, turning purple and black, but it is intact. You are alive. The leg is straight. Now comes the hard part, staying alive while the bone knits. Weeks of lying still, weeks of trusting that the group will not leave you behind. Slowly, the pain fades to a dull throb. Your mother covers you with a fur. The fire is lit. The night stretches ahead. The first days blur into a single long night. You do not count them. There is only the fire, the smoke, and the endless pressure of the ground against your back. Your mother wakes you at dawn with a gourd of water. She tilts it to your lips, you drink. Then broth, thin and warm from the cooking pot, dipped up with a hollow bone. That is breakfast. That is lunch. That is all you get. Every morning she unties the sinew lashings and lifts the bark splints. She presses carefully around the break. You feel her fingers searching for heat, for swelling. She brings her nose close and sniffs. Infection has a smell, sweet and rotting. If it comes, she will have to open the skin with a flake of chert. For now, the skin stays cool. She replaces the moss padding, reties the splints, and moves on. The days pass and your body begins to betray you. Your calf muscle, once thick from climbing and walking, softens and shrinks. You feel it wasting under the fur. Your back aches from lying in one position. Your mother shifts you twice a day, rolling you onto one side then the other, but a sore forms where your shoulder blade presses the dirt. Your grandmother mutters that an old hunter died this way, after breaking his leg. He lay still for weeks. Then one morning he coughed once and stopped. No one knew why. You flex your foot whenever you think of it, trying to keep the blood moving, but the risk sits in your chest like a stone. The social cost grows heavier than the bone. Your mother stays with you every day. She misses the berry harvest. She misses the rabbit drives. Your aunt brings less food now. Your uncle mutters about extra mouths. Your mother pretends not to hear, but you see the tension in her jaw. She cannot gather and tend you at the same time. The group is being forced to share more, and they are starting to wonder if it is worth it. You wonder too, in the dark hours before dawn. Then your mother brings water, and you drink. The day comes slowly in the 6th or 7th week. Your mother unties the last sinew and lifts the bark splints away. Your leg looks strange beneath them, thinner, paler, with a bump where the bones knitted together. She runs a finger over the lump. It is hard and smooth. She nods and takes your hand. You sit up. The world spins and settles. You are dizzy from so long on your back. She helps you stand. The leg is shorter. You feel it as soon as your foot touches the ground. A tilt in your hip, an unfamiliar angle. You put weight on it. Pain, but not the sharp break of new bone. A deep ache. You push up. You take one step. Your gait is uneven. You will never run again. But you are standing. You are alive. In a cave in Iraq, the skeleton of a man they call Shanidar I was found. His right leg was healed from a serious break, the bone bent and the joint stiff. He also had a withered arm and was blind in one eye. Injuries that should have killed him. Injuries that should have made the group leave him behind. But he lived into his 40s. Someone brought him food and water for years. Someone carried him when the group moved. Someone tended his wounds the way your mother tended yours. The care did not last weeks, it lasted decades. This is not magic, it is not superstition. It is observation. Your mother knew that pressure on the bone would make it heal crooked. She knew infection smelled wrong. She knew honey killed bacteria. She knew that muscles waste and that a still body rots. Every one of those observations came from a lifetime of watching, testing, and remembering, and from empathy. The same feeling that makes you flinch when you see someone in pain. The same feeling that makes a mother stop gathering to hold your hand. You walk now, slowly, with a stick. Your mother walks beside you. You are not the fastest. You are not the strongest. But you are alive. And that is the oldest story we tell.